Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 12, Episode 14 of Tap to Craft Podcast, where the calendar may have flipped, but the real excitement is everything still to come in 2026. I'm your host, Denny Luce, broadcasting from wintry Boise, Idaho, with a fresh lineup of conversations, great beers, and plenty of good times ahead. And joining me, as always, is my partner in craft, a man who can wrangle tail-wagging troublemakers, outlast Florida heat and humidity, and still track down killer beer. Checking in from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. Kris, we're looking ahead to what 2026 is brewing. Are you easing into the year or already drinking like it's going to be a very good one? And more importantly, what's in your glass?
Well, there's been a few instances where, man, I came home and drank like 2026 was just kicking
Mm.
my ass.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also, I love the part of your introduction where you're checking in from wintry Boise,
Wintry.
Idaho. And
Yes.
man, I am checking in from wintry Tampa today
Oh,
because we didn't have snow here, but there was snow in Florida yesterday and the day before. Um,
wow.
So it has been cold. We've got all of our plants outside covered up in plastic and all kinds of stuff. And um, between that, that's one of the reasons I'm drinking this beer that I'm drinking now. It's Dog Days of Summer from Barriehaus, you know.
You're going to
Uh,
will it into be.
yeah, and trying to kick the rest of whatever was left of this flu that the whole house is getting over.
Yeah.
So man, 2026 is coming in like a lion. Um, so
Slay that lion, man. You can
listen.
do it.
Uh, Listen, if we can overcome everything else we've overcome in life, this is just one more thing. Um, but I'm doing great, man. We're excited to kick off this show this evening. I got some Barriehaus in my glass. What about you? How are you this evening? What's in your glass?
I am doing fantastic. I had a day off celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday, so that was a nice day. I get to prepare for the show by not being too tired, and I'm drinking a beer that is, if you've a long listener of Tap to Craft podcast, I've talked about this beer quite a bit. I don't get to drink it as much as I used to because it doesn't come into town very often. But we were lucky enough that just for this special show, they brought it back into town. I've got two 6 packs already. That's from Grand Teton Brewing, Bitch Creek Brown Ale.
Mm,
This is a beer I have loved for many, 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 many years. I think I've mentioned in the show that it's a beer that when I would and grab beer, I may have only wanted to grab one 6 pack, but if my eyes came across it and saw it, I would just automatically grab, put it in the cart, and then grab something else. It was always in my fridge. Love this beer. It's a hoppy brown. Has some great flavors and just a beer that I really hope that this means that they've made a comeback and they're starting to produce this beer and distribute it more around the state so I can keep drinking it all year round. But
oh,
yeah,
that'd be
that's in my
great.
glass. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna put down my Mohead Y'all official coaster
Ooh.
for my cup here. So I don't, I'm not a heathen. I don't want to get moisture rings on my IKEA desk here. It's fancy. All right.
All
Um,
right.
so
Okay, so you ready to continue the show?
let's do it.
All right, because I don't want to keep you. I don't. I want to make sure you get plenty of rest for tomorrow. But before we get too far into the show, we always want to let anyone new listening know what Tap to Craft podcast is all about. We are an educational podcast focused around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you are listening to episode 300. Yes, 300.
300.
And we're recording on Monday, January 19th, 2026, when we are live on Facebook. And if you'd like to join us during our recording, you can do that on the Monday prior to release at 8:30 Eastern Time. And in this episode, we're going to learn about each of our special tap rooms. If we owned our own tap room or tavern, what would be the 10 beers that would be pouring from those taps all the time, like our flagship 10 taps? We also have a Beer Speak 101, which will be discussing the term astringency that was requested by a listener of ours. And of course, you can count on Kris and I having some great conversation. And Kris and I would like to thank all of our Patreon supporters because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Bill Schlemmer, Amanda and Kevin Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, Jim Kutzel, Alex Fuchs, Eric Scotty Ward. These are all of our virtual producers. And we've got Tom Byrne, Jeff Seiler, Johan Halberg, Challen Moss and Mark Church, Eric Groundling, and Batman Dan. These guys all want to buy us a virtual beer. And we have my buddy Peter Tim. He just wants to toast his hosts. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/tapthecraft. All right, we got some action on the boards.
We do. We got Batman Dan's on here, Jim Kudzall, Tara
Oh,
Carlson,
wow.
Jim wishing us happy 300th. Tara said she's about to go find a beer. And Dan is sending us some celebratory emojis for kicking off the show here. So
Wow, that's pretty impressive. We got all these people watching us when the national football championships, college football championships are going on right now. Do you
you
have
ever
any
have that?
idea how it's going?
I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah, it's on, but we know what? We're not watching it.
It's not hockey. I'm not really concerned.
Good point. Good point. All right. Well, let's get into our Beer Speak 101. This is where we briefly define common and not so common beer terminology. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the term astringency, which is also the pucker factor in craft beer. So, ever take a sip of beer and feel like your mouth just dried out instantly?
Yeah,
That's not
right
bitterness.
now.
Yeah, that's astringency. So, here's a definition. Astringency in beer is a tactile mouthfeel sensation, not a flavor, characterized by a drying, puckering, or chalky feeling on the tongue and gums. It occurs when the tannins and polyphenols bind with the proteins in your saliva, reducing lubrication and creating that cotton mouth effect. Wow, that's a good definition there. Kris, why does this matter in craft beer?
Well, astringency is often mistaken for bitterness, while bitterness is a taste, astringency is a physical sensation. So I
Hmm.
can tell you when I'm drinking this beer, which it's basically the same color as my background here, um, is it definitely dries out some spots in your
Mhm.
mouth. And I love that it even gave that where was it? That chalky feeling.
Yeah, chalky. Yeah.
Yeah, I took a sip of this beer and on the edges, outside edges of my tongue, it just kind of like dried up. So it's interesting that a beer can do that. It can add structure and dryness to certain styles, but excessive astringency is usually considered a flaw.
Mm.
And craft beer's emphasis on bold ingredients like heavy hopping, dark malts, and barrel aging makes astringency more common and more noticeable than in macro lagers.
Yeah, yeah. So where does this astringency come from? Well, it comes from grain husks, overcrust grain, high mash temperatures, or sparging with water above 170 degrees Fahrenheit can extract tannins. It can also come from roasted malts. Dark beers like stouts and porters naturally carry more tannins. It can also come from hops. Large whirlpool additions or aggressive dry hopping can introduce polyphenol driven astringency. And the water chemistry as well. High mash pH increases tannin extraction. And of course, if you have any kind of wood, barrel aged beers can
I
pick
know
up
I
tannins
do.
from
Sorry.
from oak, similar to wine.
I blame it on the cold meds.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. So, when it works and when it doesn't, it's when it's acceptable or intentional is when you have beers like dry stouts, robust porters, some farmhouse ales, and barrel-aged beers. But thanks, Dan. Uh-huh, is what he said. Usually it's undesirable in styles like pale ales, hazy IPAs, lagers, and delicate styles where it disrupts the balance. So, how can you identify it? That sensation is going to linger after swallowing. So
Mm.
once you get that beer down, that sensation is going to stick on in parts of your mouth a little bit longer than usual. Your mouth feels dry or rough, especially along the gums. I hear
Mm.
cocaine will do the same thing to you.
Oh.
And then similar to oversteeped black tea or
Mm.
chewing on grape skins. I'm getting a lot of that out of this beer now. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Uh,
and
a lot of grape skin
no,
chewing.
the oversteeped black tea.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this beer, it's been sitting in my fridge, and this is my fault. Is it's definitely become a little more astringent, and it's an
Mm.
amber rice lager, um, and it was brewed in June, July-ish, give or take. Was back when we had the chat with Jim and Brittany Barry over at Barriehaus,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it was super smooth, easy drinking. None of these flavors were there, but now that we're six, 7 months in, um, I'm starting to get a little bit more of those astringent notes out of it, and it's
Okay.
doing a little more drying. So,
Yeah. All right. And Kris, why don't you just finish off the last thing? Why brewers need to pay attention to this?
so astringency is often an early warning sign of process issues. Dialing it in or eliminating it can be the difference between a beer that feels crisp and one that feels harsh.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we covered all aspects of astringency. What
We
do you think,
nailed it
Kris?
like
That
absolute professionals. Mhm.
I know the Beer Speak 101 is supposed to be like a simple, like quick thing, but I found that I think we've done astringency in the past, but it was just like a quick, like, you know, one line or two line thing. And I thought, let's go a little bit more detail and find out the pros and cons, why, you know, where it comes from, how brewers use it and everything. So I thought this was a good Beer Speak 101. So Eric Scotty Ward, thank you for asking us to talk about astringency because we do mention it in our tasting notes, you know, throughout the year when we're drinking beers together, and it's good to let our listeners know what we mean when we say that.
Denny, we're having a crisis.
Uh-oh, what's wrong?
Tara Carlson said, I can't find any bottle openers. Yes, Dan said use the edge of a table. Here, you can borrow mine.
Uh,
I did it with what did I use the other day?
you can
Oh,
use
I
a
used my
lighter,
pocket knife. I just kind of
pocket
popped
knife.
it in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
A lighter. I've used a piece of paper folded up a handful of times. Jim's got to
Okay.
have a pair of needle nose pliers, something. Don't
All
go
right.
quitting on
So
us already. Sorry.
all right. So Kris, it looks like a good TikTok video is you showing all these different methods of opening a bottle of beer without a
That's
bottle opener.
I don't
That'd be
have any.
great.
I do. I have bottles.
I know it's hard. I do have some
I
bottles, but
do.
it is rare now to get bottles. Most things are coming in cans.
Well, there's plenty of bottles, but they're all 13% beers or gigantic, things that I don't really want to open.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so. So one of my my go-tos if I forget, so I try to carry a bottle opener in my backpack,
yep.
and then I put another one inside my little travel wet bag, whatever. What is that? Grooming bag, whatever they call that thing. My grooming bag. So I have two that should be there all the time. But if for some reason something happens where I don't have that, I have been known to use the handles on dresser drawers at the hotel,
Um, yeah.
and that works
Also,
really good. You just kind of like put the bottle in there and just kind of pry it, and it pops right off. If they
also
have handles.
on the door frame where it's called the strike plate,
Hmm.
where it holds the little nub that holds your door closed, that usually will work. Or the part where your door on your vehicle attaches to
You
that
gotta go.
hook.
You're making them go outside.
Listen, she found one. She said she found an old can opener, but I mean, Tara, I'm sitting here with three of them right here. I
Yeah,
am
I
prepared.
collect them. So I've got at least three right here next to me, and I've got about 20 downstairs, and I got some
Yeah.
hidden away. I tend to collect bottle openers. I like bottle openers. So Jim and Tara, when you come through here in a few months, we'll need to go bottle opener hunting for Idaho and Boise bottle openers for you.
You know what I've
And
also started to realize that I'm collecting without actually realizing I'm collecting it?
stickers.
Well, I've always collected stickers. Those are just fun. But koozies. So
Oh,
I
like
had,
this?
yeah, exactly like this. koozies.
By the way, this is when I was thinking, oh, I'll just give this to Jesse, but this is too good. I'm sorry, Jesse. This is what I'm keeping. This is an awesome koozie. I
Yeah,
love
this
the
one's
jean
cool.
fabric, the raised
And
print,
it is denim. Like
and
it's actual denim
yeah,
fabric on the outside.
it's a denim one. This is really nice. Now, I will say that I knew that the self addressed
Self-addressed
stamped
stamp envelope.
envelope was not going to be enough. It was 84 cents, and I had to go to the post office to pay for it. And the postal guy said, "Hey, are you sure you want to pay for this? You know who this came from?" I said, "Yeah, look, it came from me." The return address and the address was
Yep.
my same address. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll pay for it, no problem. Just give me my damn koozie, dude,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sticker." Got a
Yep.
nice sticker.
Got the sticker too.
Nice.
So excited.
All right, we got sidetracked
I
there,
know.
but
I feel like we're gonna do that a lot today.
no, no, no. We're on track. We're
Okay.
going to put the show out fast because it's already time for the Brew Buzz. And the Brew Buzz is devoted to discussing various beer topics. This episode, we're going to learn about our dream tap room with our 10 core beers that will be available to our customers year round. And we did get some listener participation, so we'll go over those after Kris and I finish ours. Um, and I did talk about if I did have this tap room, what kind of tap room tavern would I like to have? And so I don't know if Kris, if you can talk about yours, but I'm gonna do this first. I'll just talk about my tap room. You can talk about your tap room, and then we can go into our beers. Is that
Well,
good?
I so you've probably scrolled through the notes and saw
I
what I put in. Um,
haven't yet.
okay, so I was not able to get into the
No, it's
actual
okay.
venue.
No
But
venue. Okay, then I'll just
but
talk about my. So I'll talk
I
about my venues. You talk about your
okay.
beers. Then I'll talk about my beers. How about that? Does
I'm
that
gonna
work?
need you. I'm gonna need to talk about my beers last.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about my venue now. All
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
So
Let's do that.
the venue, something will be called something like Luce Brews House, like a play off of Luce Brews and Brew House. Luce Brews House. I don't know. It may work, may not work. That's just a working title. And the venue is going to be a bright open space with tons of beer themed wall art. It has to be bright. Nothing's worse than walking into a tap room or a tavern that is just dark, dreary, and you can't
Yeah.
see anything. I want to have bright. I want to have people come in there and feel like enlightened when they come in. It's going to have a lot of soundproofing around the ceiling, around the area, so that when people talk, it is not just echoing off the floors and the
Mm,
walls and everything. It's going to be absorbed because nothing's worse than going into a tap room and not being able to hear the person you're talking to or getting overstimulated, because I do get overstimulated with so
yeah.
much noise going on that I just can't stay in there. It's going to have lots of acoustics to keep that down. As far as seating, we're going to have on one wall, I have this big long wall. It's going to be a giant booth bench, padded, comfortable booth bench with 2x4, 2 foot by 4 foot tables that are floor mounted with about a 2 foot space in between them so that people can sit on the bench, sit at the tables. Tables aren't going to wobble because nothing's worse than sitting down, putting
Mm.
your glass, and someone hitting the table and the whole beer spilling because the table is not, or
I'll
is
fight
not.
somebody.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, and I've had beer spilt on me before because someone got up and the table, got up with them, and now I got beer all in my crotch. It's great. Um,
Old Denny
and
beer
then on the other
crotch.
side will be padded chairs with backs. Now again, we want this place to be comfortable for people. Nothing's worse than going into a tap room, sitting down with no backs, because now you're sitting there and you're trying to, get
Yeah.
comfortable. And yeah, you can do that for a short time, but guess what? If you're there for a couple hours, your back is killing you. Now you go and leave that place and like, you know what? I don't know if I want to go back there because it's not comfortable to stay for more than 30 minutes without my back hurting. In the middle of the space, we're going to have long bench seating like they have in Germany. They have, where you have a lot of people like community
Community
benching.
tables.
Yeah, with benches. The benches are going to have pads on them. Again, I'm stressing the pad because your butt gets sore sitting on hard stuff. I
Yeah.
want you to be comfortable. And now those won't have backs because it's a bench, but they will have pads, so your butt will feel good. The bar is going to be an L-shaped bar, and it's going to have bar seats, probably 20 or so. That will have a back and padded, so that you can sit there for a few hours without going too crazy. And outdoor space. Yes, we're going to have a large outdoor space, and it's going to be attached to the bar. So there's going to be another bar that kind of leads to the outside. So you have it's hard to explain, but it's a pass-through window so that the servers can serve you right there on the outside with a little garage door, little half garage door thing that opens.
I like it.
Like if you remember, Kris, at Mother Earth Brewhouse, they had that. It works great. So you can just walk up to there and get a beer and go back to your outdoor enjoyment. And there's going to be a large gas, pit out there, the fire pit, because Mother Earth also has that, and it's really nice to be able to, on a colder evening, or even during the summer when you want to have some fire and some ambiance, to go out there. It's going to have incorporated seating, like a little, seat that you can just sit there along the fire, put your glass down. There's been a number of breweries that have had that. I think Ninkasi has a good one in Eugene that I enjoyed sitting at when I was there. So I think that's a good, ability to get some heat, get some ambience, have people gather around and enjoy each other. The bar and tabletops are going to be, all of them are going to be epoxy coated. I love the epoxy coating with things inside it. It's going to be like bottle caps, coasters, some bottle openers. I told you I collect a lot of bottle openers. There's going to be bottle openers from all kinds of different breweries. Mini tackers from tintackers.com. I'm going to put a bunch of tackers in there so people, when they sit down, they can see a variety of breweries that gives good artwork and stuff to enjoy. Glassware, yep. The Willie Becker glass, 10, 16, and 20 ounce glasses. Yeah, those are the serving sizes. Yeah, I love the Willie Becker. And I want to be able to provide a number of serving sizes so people can enjoy a half pour, a full pour, and then an extra pour for that 20 ounce. We're also going to have 10 ounce tulip glasses for those big ABV beers that, stouts and barley wines and things that have a big ABV. Just a 10 ounce pour of that, because you don't want to have too big of a beer. And then I'll have 4 ounce tasters that will be in a flight of 4. So if people want to do a flight, I'll do a flight, but only 4 beers per flight. There's my serving sizes. We're going to have 2 big giant video panels that are going to be displaying my 10 taps. And it's going to include the size, offerings, and the prices. That's key. Identify the different sizes and the price of each of those sizes. That will change by the beer depending on the alcohol content and the price of it, right? So they do change. But I'm going to be very transparent to all of my customers to know exactly what you're going to get when you buy that 10 ounce or 20 ounce or 10, whatever you got. You're going to know what you're getting. I hate being surprised. I went to I went to the brewery finally. I finally went to the brewery that's here, and there's no prices. And when you get done having beers and the sticker shock is real, I don't like that. I don't want people to have that sticker shock, because guess what? When that happens, they're not coming back because they realize, holy smokes, I just got robbed.
That's tough.
Okay, so moving along fast here. Also, that is going to have some custom software for these displays. That's going to be also rolling through some tasting notes, very simple tasting notes, so people can understand what the beer they're getting, because it's important to provide that to your consumers so they know what they're getting. Free popcorn and a water station. Not only a water station, this is going to be like super clean, reverse osmosis, chilled water for people to really get a good watering down. There's also going to be a large selection of NA offerings and ciders. No wine and no seltzer. Sorry for all those who like wine and seltzers. I'm a beer bar, and I'll include some cider, but I'm not going to do wine, because that means you got to open a bottle of wine, and then who knows, it goes vinegary or whatever. I don't want to deal with that. And I'll have one TV for sports events only. So if someone wants to come and watch the football game, basketball game, hockey, There'll be one TV on one side that people can go and sit over and watch that, but it's not going to be the main part of the tap room. The main part of the tap room is just people talking to one another and enjoying each other's company and beer.
Okay.
Music events. We will have music events. They'll only be held outside. I do not like having music and things inside. It's just too loud for the small space.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy having music that's outside. So we'll have some music during the warmer season of local artists that want to come out and play music, which is always nice. There will be dogs allowed, but only in the outdoor space. Yep, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to compromise between the two. Nothing's worse than having a bunch of dogs in the tap room. You're tripping on them. They're barking at each other. You're afraid that they're going to bite your ankles as you come walking by. I mean, that's just kind of too much. But
Hey.
I will allow them to handle them at the outdoor.
Hey, if a dog accidentally runs into my foot, it just happens.
Okay, almost done here. Kids will be allowed. Yep, it's a family friendly, but there's a rule. These kids better be supervised by their parents, not the beer tenders, not other patrons. Their parents will watch over and supervise their kids, or they will be asked to leave because
Well, Denny, I'd happily donate leashes for your beer bar
okay,
for the kids.
for the kids.
Yeah, not the dogs. The dogs, they're fine.
Yeah, yeah. And then the last part of it will be the outdoor space. What about food, right? No, I'm not going to do a restaurant, but I like the idea of the different breweries that we've talked to and the ones that are happening here locally of, having a permanent food truck or, someone else serving food.
Mm.
And they have that at the brewery I just went to. They have a gourmet food truck. They have it at the White Dog Brewing. They have it at a few places. They had it at Mad Swede before it burnt down. But it's going to be the outdoor space will have a permanent fire brick oven pizza vendor serving up gourmet and simple Neapolitan style pizzas with thin sourdough crust. Also, there'll be some gluten-free crust options and vegan and vegetarian options, as well as plenty of meat stuff. So everyone will have be
Plenty
able
of
to
meat
eat
stuff.
plenty of meats. You can have your meats, you can have everything, but you're also going to be able to get a good, hearty vegetarian or vegan pizza as well.
Okay.
All right, I don't think I left anything out, did I? That's
No,
a pretty,
and you know what? It made me think of a lot of options that I would prefer in my place as well. And I even saw some of ours from our listeners too that, I liked the fact that you were like, I want it bright and natural light, and I don't want it to be this dark hole in the wall kind of
Yeah.
place. It does need to be a welcoming place, right?
Yeah,
You don't want to walk in and feel depressed. You want to walk in and feel like drinking some more beers.
that's right.
I really like that you went through all the way down to I'm going to have this type of glassware in this many sizes and in these pours. Dan Winch just said, "Wow, it sounds like an amazing place." And Dan, you can build him the pizza oven.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
Dan
build the
builds
pizza
pizza
oven.
ovens. All right, let's do it.
Well, I mean, yes, yes. Minecraft pizza ovens. Um, but no, I think somebody else in our list said something to the effect of, "Hey, I want to be able to have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
in this place because, man, we were somewhere recently." And Dan said, "Yes, I can." We were somewhere recently where we were just trying to have a couple of drinks and chat with a few people,
Mm-hmm.
and man, I even yelling,
Mm-hmm.
even like this is somebody's face and in somebody's ear going, "Hey, let's go over here or let's do something else." And I couldn't hear it. Like
Yeah.
I'm like I want to be able to hold a conversation. So be a welcoming environment. Kids and dogs on leashes be great. The pizza sounds wonderful. Um, Eric Gronley just hopped on. Cheers to number 300, guys. What a milestone. Thank you for hopping on, Eric. Appreciate that. Um, but yeah, like the community around it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which I know to you and to me as well is very important. Not just, hey, we're gonna go to this bar and watch football, but
Mm-hmm.
or hey, we're gonna go and watch this band play. Like it's got to
Mm-hmm.
be somewhere where a lot of people can come to enjoy it. If you want to listen to the music, go listen to the music over in the
Mm-hmm.
music area. If you want
Yeah.
to watch the game, watch it on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like it. I want to visit.
Excellent. Okay. You can come visit if it ever happens. Okay, so I guess now it's time to talk about the beers that we're going to have on tap at the taverns. And because you said I have to go first, Kris, that means I get to
Well,
talk some more.
if you'd like,
Okay.
I'll go ahead. The reason I said, hey, you need to, I'll do my beers last is because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get through this
Oh,
beer
but I
before I jumped into my next one, which like I said, I have a little bit of a surprise that goes
okay.
along with my list today.
Okay.
So let me give you a little bit of a yeah. You know what? Screw it. I'm trying to make this super special, and I don't know. I'm just being a
Super
dummy.
special.
So today, I know I told you you knew about it, but like our whole house had the flu
Hmm.
over the last couple of days, and I don't know if you can hear it, but man, it's just not my normal voice, and I'm
Hmm.
trying to mute my microphone as much as possible to cough and all that stuff. Um, so I went and picked up my daughter from her dad's so she could come back to the house and we can kick off the week. And I was like, hey, did you eat anything yet? And she goes, no, I mean, I had a couple eggs for breakfast. And I was like, let's go over to Gasparilla. By the way, this is like 11:30 in the morning, right? Let's go over to Gasparilla Pizzeria.
That's a good time to go.
Yeah, and you want to have some pizza for lunch? She was like, yeah, cool. So I go over there. Chance is behind the bar. So Chance is one of the owners over there, and he's a great guy. I always love hanging out with him. So we grab a couple of slices of pizza, and long story short, I'm telling him, hey, we're recording our 300th episode tonight, and his buddy Ty walks in, and Ty's got a couple of beers in his hand, and Ty hands the beers to Chance. And Chance goes, oh, hang on a second. And he runs over to the beer cooler and brings out two cans for Ty. And one of those cans um, was a beer from Arcane Aleworks that they had in the cooler. And the beer is called Helter Swelter. It's a
Oh,
mango sour ale with habaneros.
yeah. We've talked about this before.
We
You've talked about
have.
it, right? Yeah.
You know what? I
What?
put my beer list together last night. This is on my beer
And
list.
that's on your beer list?
Yeah. And I was talking, I said, "Oh my gosh, that's one of the beers on my list that we'll be talking about." And Chance goes, "Well, go grab one." I was, "What? Go grab one." I was like, "Okay, well, how much?" And he was like, "Just take it."
Nice. Way to go,
So,
Chance.
Chance, thank you, buddy. I threw him the rest of the cash I had in my pocket, but so I get to have one of the beers on my list from and it squirted all over.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Party
he
foul.
he gave me the full can. Um, so thanks to the folks over at Gasparilla Pizzeria and Growlers, I get to have one of the beers on my tap list while we're talking about it. So let me get this poured. And I'm gonna start off, Denny. I love the way that you organized this tap list with everything. Now, I know we talked about having 10 taps. I only have 9 taps because 9 is the best prime number.
Oh, that's
No,
not a prime
it's not a
number.
prime number. Never mind. I'm sorry. 11 is the best prime number.
So you have 11 then.
Yeah. Um, anyway, so we're gonna start off with tap number one. It is gonna be my lager tap. And again, I love that you. I texted you last night, and I'm going, Denny. I don't know how I'm gonna pick just 10 freaking beers. Um, oh, it smells so good.
So yeah, I could, and I felt for you. And what did I tell you? I said, don't worry about it. Let's just, I already knew that I didn't pick just 10 beers because I couldn't just pick 10 beers. We had to, there's so many good beers out there, and I want to make sure that my patrons have the best So I told Kris, I said, hey, you can have rotating taps where you have one tap that's a lager tap, and you can rotate a couple beers, a few beers through there, and that's what we did. So is that what you did?
It is.
Okay.
Dan said, "You're lucky Jesse's asleep." Denny or Dan, don't tell her. Listen, I recognize my mistake as soon as I said it. All right. I know it's not a prime number. Um, all right, so lager tap. Guys, over the last 2 seasons or so, over the last few seasons, we have had the opportunity to try a lot of amazing beers
Mm.
from great local breweries from all across the country. And I'll even say this. I never thought I would be super excited about beers from New Jersey.
Yeah, that's true. Me
Beers
neither.
from New Jersey, right? Um, so I can tell you a handful of mine are going to be some of the beers that we got to try over the
Hmm.
last couple of seasons. But my lager tap is going to start with Otherland's beer out of Bellingham, Washington.
Hmm.
Their Jalka, their Czech style Pilsner.
Yeah,
Just
incredible.
such an amazing beer to drink.
Yeah,
It was great because the Jalka was that little patch of just garden to just hang
garden.
out
Yeah,
and have a
backyard
couple of
garden.
beers and chat, and you want to have 3 or 4 of them. So and it was cool that Ben's wife was actually the one who did the art for that bottle too. Next is going to be the Tampa Export Lager from Barriehaus. That was my gateway
Mm.
really into lager beers because I always lagers, okay, great. That's nice. But then I started into that one and it really made it a whole lot different for me, easier to appreciate them. And then another Tampa beer for my lager tap is going to be Outlier from Woven Water. It is their dark lager.
Mm.
And just again, another lager that a lot of people probably wouldn't go for, but man, thanks to Barriehaus, it taught me how to appreciate lagers. So,
That's
um,
right.
so that's going to be on my lager tap. Denny, do you want to go back and forth since,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Let's go
let's
back and
bounce
forth.
back and forth
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll just do my two taps, and you go to your second tap, and you do
God,
your
that's good.
second and third, and I'll do my third and fourth. We'll just go back and forth. So yeah, so lager tap. My lager tap is the same beer. The first beer that Kris chose is the Otherlands beers Jauka Czech style Pilsner. A single tap. This beer will be on all year round for the people that love a good pilsner and lager. That I can't find another beer, light beer like this that tastes so good. So that's my lager tap. And my second tap is also a single tap, but with a caveat. It's a single tap. It's from Mother Earth Brew
Mm,
Company. You know I'm going to have some Mother Earth beer on my list. I love Mother Earth, and it's their Project X rotating hazy IPA series. So it's a series. Every month I'll have a new beer, or every however many weeks they release it, that will be rotating through on this tap. But it's always going to be the Mother Earth Project X beer because, man, they knock these out of the ballpark every time. And if you want a good hazy IPA, then I think Mother Earth Project X beers are it. So how about your second tap, Kris?
all right, so my second tap is going to be my hazy IPA, my New England IPA
Mm-hmm.
tap. Um, One of them on there was a beer that you sent me that I had a couple weeks ago was Jim Dandy's
Oh
seven
yeah,
year beer, the Kiwi Party.
yeah, that's great.
It and if I know this one and another beer on this tap was they used terpenes in it. And
Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah,
terpenes is what is doing this is I don't even know how to explain it, but these terpenes are making these fruit flavors stand out a whole lot more.
yeah, they pop like
Oh man, I'm just really enjoying them. So
it's
I'm
like a
gonna
it's like a burst of flavor in your
yeah,
mouth
I'm
and
gonna
my
go
nose.
on a terpene hunt then. So Jim Dandy's 7 year beer, the Kiwi
Nice.
Party. But then another terpene beer from Pontoon Brewing, Festival Dust. That
It's
that
a
was a
great one too.
that was a
Yeah,
pineapple terpene beer.
yeah, it's
And that was just that pop of flavor is such a good way to explain it.
Yeah.
The third one on my hazy IPA, or my second tap, is a beer that no longer exists.
Oh.
From Tampa Beer Works, their Watermelon Kush. Now, this one was an interesting beer specifically because I found out about this one right around the time that COVID started and everything shut down and you weren't allowed to go to tap rooms. And
Yeah.
so these guys started selling kegs.
Oh.
And I said, you know
And you got a
what?
keg?
I grabbed a little I grabbed a little pony keg, grabbed myself a little 5-gallon keg of beer and put it in my kegerator at home. Um, and there's actually a picture of me with my sit means sit gaiter, my face mask
Yeah.
around my neck, picking up that that keg with it seat belted in the back seat of my van.
Mm.
But just such a delicious beer. And, interestingly enough, Tampa Beer Works is where a lot of the guys that I chat with about beer here.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know if Chance was there, but I know Miguel, who I talk about all the time,
Hmm.
James, or who we know him as the Beer Czar. He was slinging beers there. So like, it'd be a cool beer to have on tap, just to be a cheers to a brewery that's no longer around with us. So
Yeah. And that's part of the deal is it could be any beer that is extinct or whatever we could have on our tap list because we're bringing it back.
yep, yep. All
Oh,
right.
and go ahead and do your third
Okay.
too.
So my third one is my IPA tap, and I love the fact that we can kind of look at beers and go, well, they may not exist, they may not, or one that I have on here is like back in 2014.
Yeah, back when it was good.
This one was great. So we're gonna jump into the two from Wanderback Beer Works, the Perfectly Cromulent IPA, and their Risk Management Double IPA. Just
Both great. Yeah.
spectacular beers from
Yeah.
those guys. Belching Beaver's Phantom Bride,
That's a great beer too.
great beer and a even better memory that goes along with it. Just when I went to Las Vegas for franchise school, I ran over to my favorite Las Vegas bottle shop, Corey's Fine Wine and Spirits, and picked that up. And I picked it up just because it was Belching Beaver, and you and I had always talked about it. And I was like, you know what? That's it. I'll just pick it
Mm.
up, and fell in love with the beer. And it's cool to see anytime I go into that towards the West Coast, see if I can pick it up. And I can usually get it pretty regularly. So the last one in my IPA tap, though, is going to be, don't hate me, Ballast Point's Grapefruit Sculpin.
Yeah, that was a great beer.
Grapefruit Sculpin. Now,
Yeah.
now again, my notes I wrote circa 2014-ish because really this was a one of those beers that kind of pushed me towards IPAs.
Hmm.
Um, and I wasn't super excited about IPAs, but if you added some fruit into it, and what I've noticed with a lot of my beers, if you can add some fruit notes to it, it's even better.
Hmm.
Um, but the Sculpin IPA, and then I mean it even led me to habanero Sculpin too, which
Yeah. Yeah, you and your hot beers. Not for
this
me.
this one too, Denny. Ugh, this is so good. I just messaged Chance on. I said I forgot how damn good this beer was.
Nice.
All right,
All right.
go
So
on to
now it's
your
back.
your next one.
All right. So now I'm going to go to my West Coast IPA tap number 3. And guess what? Kris and I are sharing some beers on our taps, and I also have the Wanderback Beer Works Perfectly Cromulent IPA. Uh, I think that this beer is so good that it would be the flagship IPA in my tavern for those who want a West Coast style IPA. Super drinkable, and what's nice about it, it's an IPA that you can drink a few, and you're not going to get that hop gut, where you're like, I feel horrible after drinking
Right.
3 of these. It's super drinkable, fantastic. It'd be on. It's my West Coast tap. One beer. So three taps so far. I've got one beer on each tap. Um, but now I'm gonna break that trend and go to my tap number 4, and this is where I get to name out my brown ales, and I call this the brown ales rock rotating tap, because brown ales do rock, and don't let anyone tell you that that's not true. And so my first brown ale I'm going to talk about is from Middle Ground Brewing. We just had him on. Now, who is the brewer from Middle Ground? The owner brewer,
Bingham. Bingham?
Bingham. Yeah, yeah.
Brandon?
Brandon. Um, and this is second best brown ale. I'll tell you what.
Nope, first
brown.
best.
Yeah, the brown ale that is going to be rotating through two rotators through this tap will be that one. The second brown ale will be, and I know
Bingman.
this one. This one probably when you hear it's from Cigar City. Yeah, it's not. Again, this is pre Monster.
This is Wayne Wamble's beer.
This is Wayne Wamble's Cigar City Brewing's Maduro Brown Ale, which I love that beer as well. I want it going back like Kris did circa 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go back there too, where they were making this beer, before they got into Canarchy, before they got bought out by Monster. But yeah, those two beers, I love those beers. I only had the Middle Ground once, but it's a brown that I can drink every day. That's how much I enjoyed that one.
Well,
all right, Kris.
The story behind Maduro too, just how it came about. So that those clips have been popping up on our social media too. How they made Maduro, and they were making the Maduro, and they were waiting for approval from the city for their electrical inspection.
That's right. And the power went out, right?
And they shut off the electricity, and they couldn't run the cooler. And thank God it was cold enough so that the beer didn't take on any off flavors. And a few weeks later, they were able to package it and serve it. And it's what you guys know as Maduro Brown Ale.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that story. That's a great story. Great story.
Yeah, I'm getting all these blasts from the past because we're putting out two video clips twice a day, or two video clips every day, and just seeing those right now. Some of the ones from Pontoon are being shown. Some of the ones from Wayne with Griffin and Sphinx, and formerly of Cigar City, are being shown, or the guys over at Tractor Brewing. Don't forget to get plowed at Tractor.
Don't forget to get plowed. That's right.
So yeah, it's cool seeing those, especially when we're talking about that. All right. You're done with your browns?
Yeah.
Okay. My browns?
Oh, you have some browns too.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you're on browns.
Oh, okay, that's my list. Sorry. Yeah, so my first two are very similar to yours.
Oh, it's exactly the same. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Okay. The first one is the same.
Okay.
But what I did is when I was copying your format, I copied some of your notes too.
Problem.
All right. So Middle Ground Brewing out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Their second best brown ale. Like I said, this is definitely going to be first best, but some stupid Michigan brewery took that name already.
Yeah, and you know what, Kris? Just to reiterate to our listeners who think that we may, cater to appreciating beers that we get with people we have on, for them to make our list of our of beers that we want to have in our own tap room, that should say something, right? That we're not just, shining these guys on because they're giving us beer and they're being on a show. We're picking these beers based on the fact that these are some of the best beers of that style that we enjoy drinking and that we want to share with, with our community that's going to be visiting our tap room. So keep that in mind that we, I don't give 5 cap ratings to breweries just because they're cool guys. I give it to because they make some great beer.
No, it's got to be damn good beer for you, Denny, too.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've learned from Denny is, it's okay to tell people their beer sucks, but you just have to do it nicely.
I don't say it sucks. I just
I said,
I
okay, you
give
have to be tactful in your delivery. And you know
that's
what?
true.
Even if you are, sometimes they're not going to take it the best way anyway.
True. True.
But I, again, another story that goes with that middle ground brewing out of Tennessee,
Hmm.
where like that some other brewery made the brown ale and they were just like, yeah, it's boring, so we
Yeah.
made a mediocre beer. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Exactly.
freaking Brandon nailed this one. This is
Yeah.
such a good beer and such
Yeah.
easy drinking, and it'd be one that you want to go after
Yeah.
time and time again. And then another beer on my brown ales um, tap list is going to be Moose Drool from Big Sky.
Classic. Yeah.
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 And there you go. Like Big Sky doesn't send us any beer. They won't even answer my emails. So
They're too big. They're too big for us.
yeah, so they don't even answer my emails, text messages, Facebook messages. Like they're like, oh, Kris is calling. That's fine. But no, Moose Drool. Um, I reached out to one of our friends out in Salt Lake City, and he was gonna see if he could bring me some beer when we had a little sit me and
Hmm.
sit get together. And he goes, "What?" He says, "If I'm bringing you beer from Utah, what do you want?" And I'm like, "Man, can you bring me some Moose Drool?" And he goes, "Of all the things we can get in Salt Lake City, you want Moose Drool?" And I said, and I started looking it up, and I went, "You can buy that at Walmart, can't you?" He goes, "Yeah." And you want Moose Drool? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I do. Um, but man,
That's funny.
yeah,
That is
it's
funny.
to me, it's such a good beer. And then again, I've got memories wrapped up in that one too. So always going to be on my list in the
Hmm.
brown ales. Sours, my sours
Yeah.
rotating tap. Well, here it is. Here's the first one.
There's one.
My Arcane Ale Works. Now, when I first tried this beer, it was called Gimme Swelter.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
tells me that they probably couldn't have used that just because the Rolling Stones.
Oh, maybe they got shut
I
down.
mean, I
Yeah.
doubt it, but like, hey, Helter Swelter is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Um, but this is a mango habanero fruited sour, and it's perfect. I love it.
Nice.
My second sour rotating tap is going to be from Arcane Aleworks also. It's a beer called Can't Elope.
It has
And
a flavor of cantaloupe in it.
cantaloupe. And how many beers have you ever had
Not very many.
that
Not
are
very many.
cantaloupe based?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only one I know of. And
Yeah. I mean, I have had some Melanie hop like Melanie hop beers that kind of give
mhm,
you kind of that cantaloupe if you have enough sweetness in there. But yeah, it sounds great. I love cantaloupe. I used to not like cantaloupe as a kid, but
mhm.
as an adult, cantaloupe and honeydew.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I just eat that stuff up like
Yes.
crazy now.
Especially if you get it in peak summer, nice and
Yeah.
ripe. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Ripe is great.
Yep. All right, and then the last one in there, my sours rotating tap is going to be 10 Barrel Brewing's
That's a
Cucumber Crush.
that's a great beer too.
Such
Yeah.
a good, refreshing beer.
Yeah.
And it again is one of those beers that I can only get once I start heading towards the West Coast. Now, funny enough, my brother in Delaware can get it, but I
Mm,
can't get it here in Florida.
yeah.
So 10 Barrels Cucumber Crush is going to be the
Yeah.
last on my sour tap.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, Denny.
Okay. Yeah. So my number five tap it's called the Hoppy Dark Ale Rotating Tap.
Mm,
So I love my Grand Tetons Bitch Creek, which is a hoppy brown, and that's the first beer on this tap list that we'll be rotating through is this Bitch Creek Hoppy Brown IPA. It's kind of it's always been called a hoppy brown, but it can almost be named as a brown IPA if that's a real style. The second one on my list is What do I got here? Jim Dandy
Mm-hmm.
Brewing's Muckaluck Black IPA. Oh my gosh. Muckaluck, whenever it comes back, this is one they bring back through the rotation, and I love Muckaluck, and I buy a lot of Muckaluck when it's available because it's a great black IPA, and everyone knows how I love my black IPAs. I love it so much. I have another black IPA on here. It's from Walking Tree Brewery in your
Mm.
area, right, Kris?
Yeah. Florida.
Florida. Walking Tree Brewery's Black Walking Tree Black IPA is another great black IPA that I thoroughly enjoyed and would be on my rotating list. And of course, the last one, another black IPA. But this one's a
Classic.
is a rye black IPA because everyone knows how I love rye and I love black IPAs. Mix the two together, so it's a winner. Firestone Walker's Wookie Jack Rye Black IPA. No need to explain that one at all. That's a great beer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then going in the same path as Kris with he had a sour one. I have the tart one. I'm not a big sour beer, but I do like tart beers.
Everybody knows Denny's a tart.
Yeah. So I have three beers on this rotating tap that will rotate through the cycle. Another Jim Dandy beer. Yeah, I can't just have one. There's so many Jim Dandy beers that I love, but this winter, I guess it's fall. This fall, when I visited my daughter in Pocatello, and I went to Jim Dandy on my 2 nights, like I normally go twice when I'm there, I had a taste of this sour ale, and I had a 10-ounce pour, and I loved it. Then I got a 16-ounce pour, and then the next day I came back and got two 16-ounce pours because it was so good. And for me to drink that many sour beers in a weekend is crazy. That's how good this beer was. And it's the Sunvale Fruited Sour. I think it was mango pineapple, I think is what the two flavors
Mm.
were, using some of those pineapple terpenes, I'm sure. Fantastic beer that I would have on for all the people that like sour beers. Then going into, I think they're in either,
Montana.
is it Montana? Or I
Mm.
can't ever remember if it's Montana or Wyoming, but it's Mountains Walking and is a brewery. And I've had a bunch of their beers, and they've all been really good. This one is called their Sweets series. It's the black currant cheesecake, fruited Berliner Weiss. Oh my gosh, so good that this would be rotating through all the time whenever it was available because it's really good. I love black currant. It's one of my favorite little berries. Um, Add the little cheesecake flavor in there with some of the, and when it comes with the cheesecake, it kind of gave that little graham crackery uh, character in there. It was so good. I love that beer, and that would be rotating through. And then I thought about putting Tim Burrell's Cucumber Crush because I love that beer as well, just like Kris had on his list. But I changed it up and went with, I had to support my brewery in Seattle, Reuben's Brews,
Yeah.
and their Goza is really good, but I've really loved their hibiscus Goza. Just added a nice little floral flavor in there. That rose color just made it really appetizing as well. So my third one would be hibiscus Goza. So I actually have a sour, a Berliner Weiss, and a Goza. The Goza and the Berliner Weiss are my go-to sour beers for the most part because I love those styles. All right, Kris, what's
All
next for
right.
you?
Let's see. We rolling on down the list. I love the way that you named tack number 6, the Big Bad Ale
Mm-hmm.
rotating tap. This one was a hard one to nail down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because as much as, at least personally, as much as I don't really go after big stouts anymore, big barrel aged adjunct
Mm-hmm.
things, and there was a few in the past that really stuck out that I'd love to be able to have. Um, Starting off with Hoppin' Frog out of Akron, Ohio. Hoppin' Frog's barrel aged Doris the Destroyer. So Doris stands for Double Oatmeal Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah. Nice.
Um, and this was another one of those gateway beers that allowed me to start appreciating barrel aged beers. Because
Mm-hmm.
in the past, people were like, "Oh, barrel age this and barrel age that. We should love all these," and I was like, "I just can't get behind it." And then had this, and it was so smooth and not super boozy, but just very well blended. This barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout was quite a game changer for me. Cigar City's Life is Like. Now
Okay.
this was an Imperial Stout from 2017's El Catador Club,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
and this was a chocolate cherry stout. Oh,
Oh,
Denny, I when I got this and I read the label, I remember specifically going, "Great, it's going to be cherry cough medicine."
yeah.
And oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so well done. The cherry flavor, I remember specifically, the cherry flavor was not medicinal. It
Hmm.
was cherry like it was supposed to be. And then the chocolate from the stout just it set so well with the beer. Um, Deschutes Black Butte Anniversary Series.
Can't go wrong with that.
I mean, and I love the fact that it's usually a series, so hey, that just kind of makes another branch of that
Yeah.
rotating tap.
Yeah.
And then
It changes every year. It's a little bit
yeah,
different
it's a
beer.
different blend every year. And then Cigar City's Double Barrel Hunapoo.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
so this one specifically I know was a beer when it first came out. So many people went just batshit crazy just trying to get it because people
Hmm.
tried it, realized how good it was, and then any bottle that they got a hold of, people were selling it for hundreds of
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
stupid how what was going on. And then this was also the same year that this Life is Like beer came
Mm.
out, or same volume of the El Catador Club that they put it in this rotation of El Catador Club, but they didn't call it the same thing.
Okay.
I want to say that they called it something like double Hunapoo or double barrel or something like that.
Mm.
But they didn't put the two names together, so it wasn't double barrel Hunapoo, so everybody went ballistic and tried to get it again. Um, but come to find out, it was the same exact beer.
Mm.
And it was so like they did such a good job at blending the beer
Yeah. Yeah.
that no wonder everybody went so crazy for it. No wonder.
Nice. Nice.
So, all right, you want to jump into your next one?
No, no, you,
No? Okay.
do two at a time.
Okay. Okay. I called this one my miscellaneous dark tap. Now,
Okay.
this first one, Elder Pine Brewing, they're out of Maryland. I can't remember specifically where, but Elder Pine Brewing and Blending, their Pliable Foe was a dark mild, was in
That's nice.
my
Yeah.
miscellaneous dark tap, and I think a dark mild just it's one of those styles that nobody sees a whole lot of.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, this was like
Yeah.
3.4%,
Super.
like
Yeah.
something stupid light, but just so well done, so good.
Yeah.
Um, and then the beer with your namesake, Denny.
That's right. Yeah.
And I love the fact that you also put on there too, formerly Cedar Rose,
Cedar
which is
Rose Brewing.
yeah,
Yes, that was the original. Yep.
which is now Trek Brewing,
Trek Brewing.
the Loose Cannon Belgian Dark Strong Ale. Uh,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that was it. What do you even call that? Where it's like it happened once, it'll never happen again.
Yeah. Well, it may happen again if I think that John did brew it for a special release, like a small batch thing that he did.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a beer that is fun. Now, again, if you haven't gone back and listened to the older episodes, John and John lives in Seattle. I'd come visit him. We brewed a beer together. He asked, "What do you want to brew?" I said, "A Belgian dark strong ale," because I love that beer. And we brewed it, and now it didn't. It like we got through the milling, and he said, "Okay, we're gonna crush the grains." He says,
yeah,
here's my mill," and I start I start hand milling the grains, and he said, "Okay, you can stop now. We'll hit the power drill, make it easy." No, 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 I'm doing this from hand. So I hand milled, but guess what? I ran out of steam, and my milling wasn't the best. And when we went and got the original gravity, it didn't quite it wasn't quite high enough to make what we needed to get for the alcohol content, to get it up there to the right original gravity. So we jumped in the car and we ran over to the brew shop and got some Belgian sugar and brought it back to raise up that original gravity. And we did. And we may have gone a little bit above the original gravity we wanted. And then we went and we fermented it. And then when it came out, it was actually really good beer, but it finished slightly sweeter than it should have, right? It should have been, it was a little bit sweeter than it should have been, young. But it still was good. The flavor was fantastic. And then John entered it into the homebrew, the Washington State homebrew, or, competition. And we actually took second, silver. We got a silver medal with that beer. And that was, and the comment was, yeah, it's coming across a little bit sweeter than it should. Age it 1 year, and guess what? That beer fell right into the perfect thing. And then even years after, it still just got better and better every year that went by. The beer just became better, and so that's the story behind that for anyone that hasn't gone back and listened to all the episodes, all 300 of Tap to Craft. That's the story of that beer. But it's great that you have that on your list, Kris, because it's on my list too.
Yeah. Well, it was really cool too when I was going through my beers. I love when you see beers like Luce Cannon, where it's like you posted pictures and Mark Church in Ohio, he got a hold of it, I think from that special release, or unless you ended up giving him a bottle or something.
I think John had a couple bottles and he gave them to Mark Church.
And one of the pictures on Untapped of the check-in is you. I think it's you sitting at your kitchen table with one of these microphones sitting in front of you with your laptop. And funny enough, my stupid face is on the screen of that laptop.
And we're drinking Luce Cannon again.
Yeah, it made me smile because I was like, when you check into a beer, it'll be like the last 5 photos across the screen. Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, there's Oh, there's my face too. Like I'm on the computer screen. Great.
Oh yeah, that great choices there. Great choice. I love the fact you put that dark mild. That is a style that is not common, but I imagine it's a great beer just to have that little bit of roasty character and a very light ale, and that sounds fantastic. Okay, so let me go into my big bad ale rotating tap. I'm going right off with the two beers that were shared to me and you, Kris, from Batman Dan in Alabama. And I never guessed that Alabama beer could be as good as the beers that we've gotten from
Jersey,
Alabama.
Alabama. Look, I
was shocked, right? Because they had some strict beer, laws that had to be overcome before they can, all those southern states had to work hard to get to a point where they could, brew beer on their own and actually have tap rooms and stuff. But straight to ale, I love this brewery. The beers that Dan shared with me, I enjoy so many of them. And this is Stout at the Devil Oatmeal Stout, a great oatmeal stout, great flavor, good roasty character. It just was easy drinking. I really, really love that one. And then the other one, which is also straight from ale, I forgot to put that in there. Control C. Let me just put that in there real quick. Is their Unobtainium. And this is an old ale. And again, I didn't want to put all dark ales, right? I just said big bad, because old ales, another style that nobody brews anymore, but a style that I love, that just the uniqueness of the flavors that come out in an old ale. And this Unobtainium, incredible beer that I think that anyone who's never experienced an old ale, if they had this beer, they would fall in love with the style. And I'm all about falling in love with styles that nobody brews, so that would be rotating through. Of course, just like you had on your list, the Deschutes Black Butte Anniversary Ale. I love that beer. I've been drinking that beer for 30 years. I love
Yeah.
it. It's one of my favorites. And then one that you didn't have on your list, but I absolutely love this beer and I just wish it would be brewed more. And I'm finding that more breweries are brewing with Amberana wood. Even here in Sockeye Brewing has a beer that was
Really?
barrel aged with so they must have released like laxed up some of the laws because they've had one and I've had another beer that was done with this
Hmm.
too. But it's the Bambarana Imperial Stout from Cigar City. Incredible beer that I would have on tap, rotating through, so people can enjoy it, year round, or at least as it rotates through. And then because I'm such a huge Belgian dark strong ale fan, I have
Yeah.
to have a tap that just showcases some of the great Belgian dark strong ales that are available or were available. The first one, of course, you cannot have a dark rotating Belgian tap without having Chimay Blue. That Belgian
Right.
dark strong ale is fantastic. I love that beer. Then you've got to have North Coast Brewing's Brother Thelonious Belgian dark strong ale. I get that every year when it comes out. I grab a 4 pack and I drink those. I love that beer. I also have Trek Brewing's, formerly Cedar Rose Brewing, Luce Cannon Belgian Dark Strong Ale because, hey, it's named after me. It's got to be
Yeah.
rotating
It's
through.
got to be on the list.
It's got to be on the list. And the last beer is from 21st Amendment Brewing out of San Francisco area. This is a beer that's no longer brewed, but I love this beer. It came out every winter time or Christmas time, and it's called Monk's Blood. And if you listen to early
Mm.
shows, I've talked about Monk's Blood, Belgian Dark Strong Ale, plenty of times. Love this beer, and I so wish they would bring it back because I would be drinking this thing every year when it came out. It was really good. That would be rotating through. So again, here's a beer no longer brewed that I would bring back, resurrect from that and the loose cannon. Both would be resurrected from the depths of I won't say hell, but
Well, you know what neither one of us resurrected was Pete's Wicked Ale.
we didn't.
Uh.
And it's probably because it was good for its time, but craft beer has come a long way since then,
Yeah.
and I think there's better beers.
No, there
But you're
most
right.
certainly is.
Yeah.
But it always makes me laugh because, when we talk to people about their craft beer journey, we're like, what was one of your gateway beers? And so
Yeah,
many
it's
people
Peach
have
Wicked.
said
Yeah.
Pete's Wicked Ale.
It was Pete's Wicked because it was available everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Everyone could buy it across the country. It was like everywhere. And yeah, so anyone as old as, at least as old as I am, has tried Pete's Wicked at one point in their craft beer journey.
Well, I'm gonna have to get you a tin tacker from them.
They have tentackers for Pete's Wicked?
Yeah, but they're probably made out of lead.
They're made out of wood because they
Yeah.
didn't have tin backed into.
They're chiseled into granite slabs like the Ten Commandments. All right.
Okay, Kris, how about your last two?
All right, so we've got there it goes. So we've got a barley wine tap and a miscellaneous tap. All right,
Okay.
so barley wine, and again, I hate that you and I have so much in common, but I love it all at the same time. Um, Angry Chair Brewing's Bourbon Barrel Dave's barley wine.
Yeah, that's so
Denny,
good.
had I known how good that beer would have been.
Oh,
There's still people that talk about it today.
yeah, it was incredible, and it was a. I'll tell you, it's on my list too. So we both had this beer, and it's so good. I mean, I still remember that I was just like dying over this beer when I drank it.
It's Mo Head Y'all official. Trent Fleener just hopped on, so we're
Hey,
having a
Trent,
little Fleener
thanks.
Palooza on here with our beers. But yeah, and you and I got to have that. Geez, I don't even know that was what 2015, 16, something like that.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, 2015, 16.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
You and I had that by the pool in Las Vegas.
So good.
And I just remember drinking it and going, "Oh my God, this this is amazing."
Yeah.
Um, because I remember getting it and standing in line for it. And I'm going, I don't even like barley wines, let alone barrel aged things. But
Yeah.
everybody's saying we got to stand in line for it. So I did. And I'm thankful that we did. So,
Nice.
um, Pelican Brewing's Storm Watcher. Was it Storm Watcher or Storm? Is it? I know I had one of these a couple of years
Well, they
ago.
have Mother of Storms,
That's what it was. Okay, I'm changing mine.
but they also have Storm Watcher too.
So I'm changing mine because mine, Mother of Storms, is also a yearly release.
Yeah, they have Mother of Storm, Storm Watcher, and Father or Tsunami.
Okay.
Something like they have a bunch of ones that are all about storms.
Well, I'm
But there's
going with
Father,
Mother of
Mother,
Storms.
and Storm Watcher. Which one did I have on my list?
You had the Storm Watcher.
Storm Watcher is the one that, yeah, that's the one I really like.
Yeah, I wanted Mother of Storms because I remember drinking one of those before Hurricane Ian,
Hmm.
where we had like a giant tree fall in our backyard
Yeah,
and
it just
stuff.
so happens I have a bottle right here,
Hey,
so
look at that.
I'm showing off the
Yeah. Yeah,
bottle of it.
it was I remember the post I put on Facebook about it, kicking off Hurricane Ian
Yeah,
with this beer.
I remember that too. And you were like, was that the one you had sitting on the breaker wall or whatever
No, it was
like
on the it
the
was
rail?
we had like an outdoor table that was
Okay,
just sitting on there.
all right.
But yeah, so the Pelican Brewing Mother of Storms, it's a barley wine, right?
Yeah, it's an
Okay,
yeah English
cool.
barley wine. Yep,
Barley wine and then Firestone Walker Sukaba, but
that's a good one too.
2015,
It's got to be that
2015.
year.
I can't specify because I can't say I've had any of the other years.
Okay,
So I'm gonna go with that one.
do it, do it.
Yeah. So because we can do whatever we want. And then on my ninth tap is going to be my miscellaneous tap
Okay.
because some of these, well, all three of these are weird. Grand Teton's Black Cauldron, their
Yeah,
smoked
wow,
stout.
that is a strong stout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I read onto this beer and I remember and I gave it 5 cap rating and I was like, it's a big beer and
Mhm.
well, hey, thanks for sending it out.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no.
Um,
It's a good beer. It's just it's a big, dark, roasty,
mhm.
big smoke, a little smoky in there.
Yeah,
It's a big beer.
but
Yeah,
the roast and the smoke worked well together.
yeah.
Um, Adam Brewing Company's their Ute de Grande Watermelon Basil, which is a farmhouse or saison.
Well, that sounds incredible.
This was a beer that I got from Tavor that
Mm.
I'll admit I wasn't so I remember ordering it and going, why did I order that?
Yeah.
You're not this isn't your kind of style. Why did you order this? And then I got it and I went, you know what? I'm feeling ambitious. Cracked it open and was completely blown away by it.
Nice.
So
That sounds good.
so for those of you that don't know, I do not like saisons or farmhouse ales. Actually, I take that back. There's two of them that I like.
Trek
This one that
Brewing.
I'm talking about and the one from Trek Brewing.
Yeah,
But you know what? I had to try a lot of other ones that I don't like
that's true.
to find these.
That's true.
Okay. And then Scratch Brewing Company, their Dandelion Ginger Tonic, which is a gruit or
Oh yeah.
an ancient herbed ale, which is what it's called in on Untapped. But a gruit is something that's flavored with things other than hops.
Yeah, they use other things than hops to get the bitterness. Yeah.
And I saw that that was also a Tavor beer.
Nice.
And I saw that, and right around the same time, my buddy Trey was super excited. He's like, "I'm brewing a gruit," and I'm like, "Trey, what the hell is that?" And I got a little lesson, and I went, "Well, his beers were good, or his gruits were good, so let's give this one a go." And I was really glad I did. So this is
Nice.
definitely a miscellaneous tap for me. But
It sounds good because I've had some dandelion beers that are actually pretty good, and I love ginger in
yeah,
beers as well.
yeah,
So the combination of the two would work really well with the gruit, I think. Yeah.
yeah. But Denny, that's my
Okay.
list.
All right. Well, I'll finish my last two. I have number 9 and number 10.
Okay.
So I'll go into my barley wine rotating tap. Again, I love barley wine, so I need to have a few come through. And of course, we already mentioned Angry Chair Brewing's Bourbon Barrel Dave's barley wine. Incredible barley wine. I love that beer, and it needs to be on tap. Then Pelican Brewing Stormwatcher barley wine, another barley wine that I really enjoy. I drink it whenever it comes out. It is expensive, so having it on tap will be a expensive endeavor for my consumers, but it's worth it. And then a beer that just made my list from Friday night.
Mm.
It wasn't on my list before Friday night, but like I mentioned, I did go. So anyone who doesn't know, the brewery is a Southern California brewery that makes big beers. Black Tuesday is their famous big
Yeah.
stout. The, there's a I don't want to say franchise, but there's a secondary location that's owned by someone different than who owns the brewery
Hmm.
that they allowed them to to put in a tap room in Boise, actually Meridian. Might be Boise.
Ah.
I can't. I don't know if it's on whatever, but right here next to me, they've been open over a year. I haven't gone because it's hard for me to go and just drink big beers. And
Yeah,
at
I
first, they
bet.
just had all these big stouts and barley wines and everything, and I'm like, yeah, it's too much. Now they've brought in some lagers and IPAs from Offshoot Brewing, which is another Southern California, might be, also part of the whole brewery thing. I don't know. I didn't research it, so I don't know. But we went there Friday to watch a performer that friends of mine are big fans of, and I hadn't gone and seen him yet, but they asked if Sarah and I wanted to join him. I said, yeah, we'll meet you there and listen to. And now, again, it's wintertime. It's 20 something degrees outside. Of course, it's inside. This is actually a very small tap room. And it was just overwhelming. You could not hear yourself talk. Like we were
Mm.
constantly repeating ourselves. Just not the best thing, but we had a good time. And I got to try some brewery beers. And the one that stuck out to me that I really fell in love with was the brewery's Musket English barley wine. So this is a barley wine I'd also have on there. So I have three barley wines rotating through. And one I just had Friday that really impressed me enough to make the list. And then the 10th tap, I can't have a tap that's not devoted to winter warmers. And you know what? This winter warmer tap is all year round. You're going to get these winter warmers all year round. And the first beer here I listed is Full Sail Brewing's Wassail Winter Warmer. And we used to get this they used to like make this and distribute it out every year, and I'd buy like every 6-pack I could find. I just love this beer. One of my favorite winter warmers. But they, like, I don't know, 5-7 years ago they stopped mass producing it. They only serve it in their tap room in Hood River, and I just haven't had the chance to go there during Christmas time and drink it. But man, love this winter warmer, and I'd have that on tap all year round, or rotating through all year round. Of course, I have to have the Schutz Brewery's Jubilee Winter Warmer because that's
Yep.
my go-to. And then again, resurrecting from the dead, Anchor Brewing's Christmas Ale.
Mm.
I love that beer. I really hope somebody brings back that tradition of brewing this beer year round. And then I got to have Lagunitas beer. Lagunitas Brewing. The Lagunitas Sucks Holiday Ale. And why did I pick this one over brown sugar or whatever? Well, brown sugar's come back, and brown sugar is not the same beer it was
No.
15 years ago. And Holiday Sucks Ale, they brewed this beer, and they brewed it because something happened where they weren't, it was a 2-year release. So every 2 years they would do the brown sugar, and it was the 2-year point, and something happened, and the batch couldn't be made. They didn't have, they lost a batch, whatever. Something happened where they couldn't make the brown sugar. They didn't have enough time. So instead, they made this Lagunitas Sucks Holiday Ale because everyone's going to say that, you know what, you suck because you didn't bring out brown sugar when you said you were. And I'll tell you what, this beer is incredible. It was an incredible beer. I think some people liked it even better than brown sugar.
Yeah.
And they released it for quite a while, but I don't think it's being released anymore. If it is, maybe it's in certain areas. But this is one I would have. It's a it's a hoppy, almost IPA-ish beer that just tastes really good and it's a big beer, 10%. Because they don't do anything small, right? These are 10% IPA, but it's just really, really good. So that would be my my last rotating tap on there with the holiday beers. Okay, Kris, we made it through.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good on time. We are about an hour and a half in, but we're almost done, so it's okay. So let's go through the listener provided taps of our different listeners that decide that hey, they want to be part of our show. They sent in their tap list of what they would have. And Kris, why don't you go ahead and read what Batman Dan would have in his 10 taps?
All right. So Dan has on his list Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. He said, great consistent beer, great intro into craft beer. Number 2, Good People Porch Lager. Light, easy to drink, and great flavor. The Druid City Imperial Porter is number
Nice.
3.
Yeah.
He said, not as rich as a stout, but great flavor, and you can easily drink more than one. Just do it carefully. Number 4, the Oscar Blues Old Chub, one of my first craft beers. I still love it. Number 5, Good People IPA, a great classic IPA.
That's a good one too.
And consistent quality. Number 6, Mother Earth Fresh as It Gets, amazing IPA. Goes down a little too smooth. Number 7, Straight to Ale Paramecium, one of the only sours I like, and so does Jesse. Number 8, Straight to Ale Unatanium, amazing old ale, a real classic in the Huntsville area, really helped put Straight to Ale on the map. Number 9, Big Skies Brewing's Moose Drool, one of the better brown ales I've had. Glad I stumbled upon it. Huh, where'd you find out about that one? Number 10, North Coast Brewing's Scrimshaw, one of my favorite easier drinkers. Never disappoints, and definitely a big supporter of number 10.
Yeah, so people might be surprised I didn't have that on my list because the Scrimshaw is one of my go-to easy drinking beers. Not only is it under 100 calories per beer, but it's just it's a 16-ounce can. A 6-pack of it is like, I don't know what it is, $10 a 6-pack, $12. And it's so easy drinking that it's just refreshing. And you know what? It should have made my tap list, but I wanted to try to keep at least 3 beers at a single beer because I had so many that had multiple rotating taps that I didn't add it. But hey, way to go, Dan, to cover for my lame ass. All right. Well, let's go into Dan's wife, Batgirl Jessie. I know she hates us calling her that, but hey, she's Batgirl Jessie to us.
She's asleep. It doesn't matter.
She's asleep. She couldn't even stay awake to watch our 300th show. But
but okay. Also hear me call 9 a prime number. I'm sorry.
All right. So she has the 2017-2018 recipe of Straight to Ale Paramecium. So she actually was listing out the actual years that were the best.
Okay.
Okay. Monday Night's Dr. Robot. I know she loves that beer. And she wants to send me some of it. So she did send me a package of beer that never made it to me. Got lost in Georgia. Those the postmasters in Georgia.
Which, by the way, what the hell did he even go to Georgia for?
I don't know. Everything that's been sent to me from them has gone to Georgia, and then it's like the 2-week tour of the states before it gets to me.
It's got to go from Alabama to Georgia, so it's got to go east before it goes west to go to you.
Yeah, and then it goes all the way to California, and then it comes up to Boise. I don't understand.
No wonder the Postal Service is losing money.
Yeah. Then number 3, Monday Night's Big Idea. And you know what? I meant to go and look these up at what the beers are, but I didn't. But I'm sure it's a sour. I think all these are sours. The Good People Hazy Snake.
I guess hazy IPA.
Yeah, I'm guessing IPA too. How about the Interspace Frang a Tang? It's got to be a sour Tang orange.
Orangutan.
Tang
Yep.
sour. Yeah, Frangatang. How about, I love this name, Duclaw's Unicorn Farts.
I know that's a sour. That's a glitter sour.
A glitter sour?
Yeah, I believe that's the one that has the glitter in it.
Okay. All right. And then we have a Good People's Sour Pash. And she's talked about that one before. It's got to be a sour peach or something. Oh, she's got a Tampa Bay Brewing Company
Yeah.
beer here. The Spaghetti Model. Is that right? Spaghetti
Yeah.
Model? Okay. And then she's got a beer that she just had. She talked about the last show. Ghost Fish Brewery out of Seattle, Washington. Sour of Persuasion. Oh, it's an IPA.
Yeah,
Nice.
Spaghetti Model IPA. There's the can right there. It's
Nice.
shiny. Yeah, Dan, I know.
And then she also gave some love to Mother Earth Brewing, the Fresh as It Gets Fresh Hop IPA. So I'm glad that see a little Boise, a little Idaho
Yeah.
love in there as
Yeah, get a little
well.
Boise love, get a little Tampa love. It's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Kris. How about you read Chad Lamassa's Brody Quinn's Rock and Brew Taproom
Yeah.
tap
So
list?
number one, Pete's Wicked Ale.
There
There we
we go.
go.
Someone had it.
Yeah, he said my first favorite craft beer. Number two is going to be Pipe the Side. Chad's favorite brewery is going to be Pipe the Side. They're Four Thieves. It was brewed with rosemary and rye.
Oh, nice.
Wow. It was a combo I never knew I needed, but it's fantastic. Also, this brewery was going to be included. Number three, Sam Adams Utopia. And for no other reason other than the fact that he says, just because I want to try it.
So just so you know, Chad, Utopias is not really a beer. It's
It's
like
a wine.
a brandy or something.
Yeah.
It's totally not. You
It's a
drink it. So I've
spirit.
had it, and it was not what I expected. It was good, but it's like you only have in like small doses. You can't drink like a pint of it or anything. It's like super small. Like you give thumbnail little thimble size drinks of that one.
Listen, Chad, I don't know if it's legal in the state of Maryland. Um, but what I've heard about people doing here in Florida is, th those bottles are $200 because it's like a 26%,
Yeah, it's a
30% beer.
big
Like it's
yeah
basically booze in a Sam
yeah.
Adams label. But like 10 people will pitch in $20 to get it. And I know Eric Scotty Ward has got, I don't know if it's his bottle or what, but like he's he's checked into it a couple times on Untapped, and
Mm.
it's a bit of a sippa. It's
Yeah, it's a
definitely
sipper.
it's from Sam Adams. It's a wicked sippa. All right, but yeah, he just wants to be able to try it. Number four on his list, North Coast Old
Mm.
Rasputin. Oh, such a
Yeah,
good beer.
that's a good beer
Probably,
too.
and he says probably my favorite Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah,
Samuel Smith's Oatmeal Stout. It's just a perfect oatmeal stout.
yeah.
Good reason for it. Heavy Seas Peg Leg, fantastic coffee stout with some chocolate. Number seven, Stouts Fat Dog, my second favorite oatmeal stout.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Duck Rabbit's Milk Stout out of North
He's got a lot
Carolina.
of stouts. He's going stout crazy here.
Feeling a little dark lately. Just a great milk stout, he says. Number nine, Alecraft Treated Streets. Cindy loves this beer, so she'd always
Uh,
have something to drink.
there you go. Good man.
Oh, I love his number 10. Trogs Nugget Nectar. Quite possibly my favorite beer, he says.
Yeah, Nugget Nectar is a good beer. I've had it and it is good, and so many people love that beer on the especially on the East Coast.
My
So
brother sent me a picture of it the other day. He was like, look what I'm drinking. I was like, I wish I could
nice.
get Trogs.
All right, now we got listener Eric Gronley. He says, first of all, I raise my glass to you on an epic milestone of 300 episodes and counting. I am so glad to have been able to be on the journey, and all of us listeners are luckier for it. The camaraderie that has been forged has allowed cross-country friendships or beerships to strengthen. This 10 tap list is definitely testing my own beer history and experience, a fun trip down memory lane, though for many of these, I tried to achieve down
You got it?
a fun trip down memory lane for many of these. I tried to achieve beers that I have enjoyed, beers that I recommend to convert some taste buds, and beer that I have on my bucket list. That's good bucket list. I will try not to go on too many tangents. Well, hey, we've already gone on tangents, so it's okay. But as you know, each beer does have a story. All right, here we go. Number 1, Dad's Basement Beer from 56 Brewing out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thought this would be the perfect leadoff for the tap. A beer to convert some taste buds into real friends. Had this in 2023. It is clean, crisp, and bready. My highest American light lager at 4.5. Nice.
Wow.
The Community with a K from Devil's Logic Brewing out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Incredibly clear, crisp, and pale gold. Flavor had honey malt, light hops, and a dry finish, all balanced. My highest rated Kolsch. There we go. Number 3 is the Banshee Cutter from Insight Brewing Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The first time I had this was literally one show after I listened to Denny and John talk about the style, coffee and beer, on episode 65. Way to go, Eric.
A long time ago.
Calling back to episode 65. Average 4.75 caps on this one. The first was a 5. The coffee and blonde ale go wonderfully together. Nice. Number 4, the Alt 1848 from Utapils Brewing Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's no secret that Utapils ranks highly among my craft beer catalog. Their strategy hinges on quality, mainly European styles. This bronze GABF winner is a great beer of the style. The malt is really full-bodied, easy to drink, with some earthy and nutty notes. Yeah, nice. The Resin Rapture from Lupulin Brewing out of Big Lake, Minnesota. This was an OG to the Lupulin lineup. Went away and came back for an encore in 2022. The high IBUs were a relic of years gone by, but this beer is rich with caramel and earthy hops, piney hops, subtle grapefruit, and delicious. Number 6 is one that we had on the show, Kris. Todd the Axeman from Surly Brewing Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. For me, this was an absolute game changer in 2017. Citra Mosaic hops, still one of my favorite combos. Really great tropical fruit and citrus. Golden Promise malt is rich and a dry finish. Maybe a hybrid West Coast hazy, but it's that good it could cover both categories for me. Yeah, Todd the Axeman was a pretty good beer.
Yeah, it was.
Here's one that didn't make either of our lists, but is a great double IPA.
Yep.
Pliny the Elder, Russian River Brewing Company out of Windsor, California, or Santa Rosa. Windsor's their production facility, but Santa Rosa is their original location. I just thought I'd throw that out. One of the most sought-after beers by beer enthusiasts. It seems to always hold up as one of the best beers in the world. I have kept this on my bucket list for over 10 years, and now I will, and know I will find it one day. Oh, burp. If I could have this on tap, I know there would be 2 absolutes. We would always have a steady customer base, and a supplier that could get me Pliny the Elder could then get me Pliny the Younger. Ha. That is true. Maybe. Because Younger is a lot smaller amount of production, I think, than Elder. But this could be, if I had a double IPA tap, I think Pliny the Elder would be that beer, because this beer is incredible. I've had it a few times, and I love it. Every time I have it, I forget how good this beer is. Sad I didn't put it on my list, but hey, you know what? Eric got it for us.
Somebody got it for us, yeah.
Yeah, way to go. Blender Weiss, Gotta Hold Brewing. This is out of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Wow. Meg and I road trip to Arkansas for a friend's wedding in 2021. We stopped at this brewery in town. They had recently opened. We were blown away by the friendliness, knowledge, and quality of beer. Wow, that's all good. Friendliness, they have knowledge, and the beer was great. I ordered the Berliner Weiss. They were spotlighting a flight of different flavors that mirrored what Germans provided for patrons. Lavender, raspberry, to name a few. Maybe not sour enough for some, but the depth of flavor was exceptional. 5 caps. It sounds great to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good Berliner Weiss. Oh, here's what.
Yeah.
Here's one that we had on the show. I think Chris or John and I had this on the show. I
Yeah,
don't
it
think.
wasn't me.
Yeah, La Fin du Monde from Unibrow, out of Chamberlain, Quebec, Canada. Translated into the end of the world, originally brewed for special occasions. This triple is beauty and complexity in one glass. The malt is bright fruit and spices, balanced by a slight bitterness. The first time I had this was in 2019, and I knew I was drinking gold. I have that bottle somewhere here too. I don't know where I have it, but that is a good beer. Um, if I were to pick one triple that I would have on tap, now of course this beer I don't think is tappable. I think is might have kegs of it, but is triple Carmelite.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that is my triple of choice for easy drinking triple that just has great flavor, and I love that beer. Would be triple Carmelite. All right, and the last beer, number 10, Speedway Stout from L. Smith Brewing out of San Diego, California. I
Classic.
love stouts. Cannot pick one, so I picked the tree branch that could rotate with quality
Well
the best.
said. Well said.
Speedway Stout Original can stand alone with its chocolate and coffee flavors, and the variants are unique, fun, and challenge you in your comfort zone. All good things to round out this tap list. And Eric has just been going through this box of L. Smith Speedway stouts that he got of all these different flavors and variants, which is kind of cool. So it's cool that he put that the original Speedway stout on it because it is a good beer. I forget how good this beer is until I go and grab it, and
Yep.
then I realize, damn, that beer is just so good, and it holds up year after year. It's not one that's faded. Every time I have it after a long time of being away, it's just like, why don't I drink this more? And now it's here in Boise. There's no reason why I shouldn't drink it more. I can just go and buy a 16-ounce can anytime I want.
But I love the fact that the way he put it, I picked the tree branch that could rotate.
Yeah.
That and it is. You get that good base stout is great on its own, but the
Yeah.
variants and all that make it a lot of fun and can make it a good beer to just branch off with.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All
Tara
right. So,
Carlson.
yeah, this is her perfect tap room. So
Yeah.
go ahead and read up
All
what
right.
Tara has to say.
So, despite years of being a loyal listener and dedicated beer tourist, I actually remember very few beers. I cannot pick out individual aromas or identify the varied flavor components. I I'm always at a loss for beer words. Let's put that in quotes, beer words. When I write my reviews, Tara, I am right there
Yeah,
with
we're
you.
all there with you.
But I do pass judgment on my pint. Good, very good, or Jim, you can finish this one. What I do remember, though, is a lovely tap room experience. So I offer you my 10 characteristics of a perfect tap room. Number one, the beer tender should be very knowledgeable about the beers. It should feel like an essential member of the company. They should be able to provide the tap room origin story, back of the store anecdotes, and a little
Mm.
beer gossip.
Yeah, yeah.
The tap room time turned the mundane tour of Yingling at Pottsville, PA into something special. Number two, there should always be a side pour tap in the mix and a for Milko pour available upon request. Doesn't have to be limited to Czech Pilsners though. That Pilsner Urquell in Prague is one beer I definitely remember.
Yeah.
Number three, the space should have a variety of seating options. Seats at the bar, intimate nooks, thrift
Mm.
shop couches, communal tables,
Mm.
outdoor seating. Outdoor seating would employ heaters or fire
Yeah,
pits. The
for sure.
gigantic gas fire pit was my favorite thing about Wicked Weed in Asheville, North Carolina.
Nice.
Good choice. Number four, the space should have at least one area that allows pets, or else we will never see my daughter Haven there.
Wait a minute. Haven brings her pet everywhere she goes. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's good to know.
Listen, we learn things about our listeners
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time. Number five, the place should have a play area with manipulative toys, not
Oh.
manipulative people. Of that was sorry. Um, hang on.
Oh, now Chris is
Yeah.
coughing. Take a
Mm,
drink. Yeah.
I'm good.
Wet
Okay,
that
I'm
throat.
back.
Okay.
Manipulative toys available for children and adults. Marty and I had a wonderful time playing with the kids' games and puzzles at Mully's Brewing in Prince Frederick, Maryland. Number 6, the music in the tap room should never be too
Yeah.
loud to infringe on conversation, though I'm not opposed to special sing-along times. My father was a firm believer that
Mm.
when there was drinking, there should also be singing.
So let me stop right here
Go ahead.
because if you notice, I didn't say anything about music in my tap room because it's it's hard because I agree exactly with what Tara said here. I didn't put it in there because I don't know how I feel because sometimes it's nice to have very low, subtle sounds going through, but I also so many times that just elevates the vocals for people to talk over the thing. So I kind of left it blank, but I agree with her. Having some background noise that's just very low is okay, but if it gets to a point where people are trying to overtalk it, it gets annoying.
Yeah, yeah, and it's got to be a well, screw it. I'm not going to try to explain that, but I'm with you. I agree, Denny. All right,
Okay.
number 7. I like interesting things to look at on the
Yeah.
walls.
Yeah.
Though one of my favorite beer visits was to Hot Plate Brewing Company in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, where the tap room was decorated like a bland office break room. My tap room, my tap room would be filled with outsider art. Number 8.
Yeah.
Happy hour pricing is always nice for an early bird drinker like me, or like at Mystique Barrel Brewing in Baltimore. An introductory pint was free.
No way. You mean, oh wait, the first time they ever been there?
Yeah.
That's even better. I like that. Like the first
But
time you've come.
yeah, this is your first visit here. Here's a beer
Yeah.
on us. Now, I will say your number 8 happy hour pricing. I'm going to go back to your visit at Hot Plate, Tara. One thing that we learned from Sarah Real from Hot Plate Brewing was that happy hour is not allowed in the state of Massachusetts.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Wow. Good callback, Kris.
Listen, see what happens when we process all these videos? I mean, like I'm into 2025 with videos on YouTube right now.
Nice.
Let's see, number 9, which is not a prime number. I think there is no better pairing than beer and kettle corn. Oh, that's a good
Oh
call.
yeah. Yeah.
Beer and kettle corn. The tap room should always maintain a supply.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I fully support this. I endorse this message. And number 10, finally, the restroom or the alley leading to the restroom uh, should have some unexpected but amusing surprise, like the red
Oh.
lava sinks at Trek Brewing in Newark, Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. Those you haven't been there, Kris, but
No,
yeah,
I don't know what the hell
that
y'all
is a
talking about.
shocker when you walk into the bathroom and see, see those were left over from the previous.
From the Damon's rib,
Yeah.
Damon's
Yeah. But
ribs.
yeah, that great callback,
Uh,
Tara. I love it. I love it. Okay, Kris. Tara's husband, Jim Kudzall, left 4 voicemails for us to listen to on his tap room. So why don't you go ahead and play all those through, and then we'll talk about them afterwards.
here we go.
Hey guys, Jim Kudzall here. I want to congratulate you all on your 300th edition. I'm glad you made it this far. Hopefully we'll be around to see 400. But anyway, main reason for calling is to give you my top 10 tap list. At the 200th episode, it might have been a different list. And I guess when 400 rolls around, it'll probably be different yet again. But for now, this is my top 10. Number 1, Narragansett Lager Beer. Some of you may be familiar with that. If you've ever seen the movie Jaws, it was featured in the movie. But when I was growing up in Massachusetts, if you went to the local bar, and this is a while ago, if you wanted to get a draft beer, pretty much all you had was a big beer. I think the most popular ones at the time were Budweiser, Schlitz, Miller, and the like. But Narragansett was our local New England biggish beer, I guess you'd say. They were sponsors of the Boston Red Sox, so if you saw the Red Sox, they were on TV all the time. And every bar in town had a Narragansett on draft. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was in college, I'd come home, drinking age was 18 then. I could go to my local
I love how he prefaced
PNA
that.
club, Polish National Alliance Club, and they would serve Gansett in these little 7-ounce drafts for 10 cents.
For the big kids.
Oh, wow.
So you could get really sloshed for not a whole lot of money.
For a buck.
Also, I remember when the first time we went to Asheville, first time Tara and I went to Asheville with her parents, this is way back, I remember going to the co-op. They had a big wall of beer that you could buy, bottles, cans, and the like. Every beer in the entire co-op was something brewed in and around Asheville, except for two. One was Pabst Blue Ribbon, and the other was Narragansett Lager. So I talked to our nephew over there at the time and asked him, how come it was just these two? And he was saying, well, Gansett, as it's known, had the reputation of being a hipster beer. So it was a cool thing to drink.
Oh, there we go. First, number one.
Wait, what? Go.
Number two.
Jim, part two. I guess I'm really going to have to speed this up. All right, let's go
I love
through these a little more quickly. Number two on my list, Dale's Pale Ale.
Nice.
And this is on the list, I guess kind of like Gansett for sentimental value. Mm-hmm. This is something we served at our wedding when Tara and I got married back in the 80s. Wasn't the only thing we served, but it was one thing I really remember. It was my favorite beer that we had there at the time. So Dale's made it for sentimental value.
Was it around in the 80s?
Third on the list. Sadly, is no longer available. In fact, the brewery is no longer there. It's Chet Baker IPA. This was brewed by City Steam Brewery in Hartford, Connecticut. They had a really nice setup right on the main street. And while I've had IPAs before this is around the year 2000. This is the first IPA that I really glommed onto and said, wow, I really like IPAs. Clean, crisp, and it had the special, this grapefruit pith and rind combination, bitter flavor that I really enjoyed. So, number 3, Chet Baker. Number 4, always looking for a good Helles lager. Having gone to Oktoberfest in Munich and Hofbrauhaus there, love good Helles lager. The best one I think I found stateside here is from Highland Brewing in Asheville. It's been a while since I've had it. I don't know how consistent they are, but the time I've had it in the past, really, really good Helles lager, so I try to get them on tap. Number 5, need to get a New England IPA on there since that's where I'm from. The one I enjoyed the most is from Treehouse. It's they call it green, and it comes in a green can. When I was growing up, they weren't there then, of course, but right now they're the closest brewery to where I grew up, about 10 miles down the road. They actually had 2 breweries nearby, 10 miles in opposite directions. The other one in Woodstock, Connecticut, and I tried green from both places. I like the one from Woodstock a little better. Maybe it's the water.
Oh, number 3.
Whoop, wrong button.
All right, so I don't want to. I don't want to. I just want to say that I'm not sure that Jim had Dale's Pale
No.
at his wedding because Oscar Blues didn't open until '97. So
Yeah.
but hey, it's still a good beer. Good choice
Yeah.
for a
All
pale.
right. Here's number 3.
Jim, part 3.
All right.
As I was about to say, number 6 is a seasonal Sierra Nevada's Celebration.
Yes.
I always get that every year it comes out. This year, we happened to pick up a good sale. They would, the place I normally get it, they were, for a time, they were selling 12 packs for $13.99. So I picked up 4 of them. Usually get 2 cases a year. Last year, Tara didn't like what it tasted like, so I had to drink the whole 2 cases myself. So, Celebration, number 6. Number 7, on our trips over to England, fell in love with those British bitters. And hard to make a single choice because they're all, most of them are really pretty good. But just to pick one that I gave high marks on was the London Glory Ordinary Bitter. It's sessionable. It's only like 4%. But they do serve it in 20-ounce pints. So you get your money's worth. And, of course, it has to be on cask. If there's any beers that are designed to be on cask, it's the British bitters, either the ordinary bitters or the extra special bitters, either one. But you could spend the whole day drinking these ordinary bitters and not get too sloshed. Number 8, looking for a stout. I found a good one locally from Crooked Crab here in Maryland. It's called High Joltage Coffee Stout.
Oh, okay. Last one, number 4.
No, that wasn't the end of it.
Jim part we found from Hoof-Hearted Brewing in.
I'm sorry, I clicked
so that's
off
number
by
9.
mistake.
Come on, Kris.
And number
you totally
10,
messed this up.
just a good all-around, solid, basic pale ale. We found from Hoof-Hearted Brewing in Columbus, Ohio. They call it "Are We Having Fun Yet?" And we had it on tap at the brewery, and I could drink that all day.
Wow.
Okay, that's the end of number 3. I'm sorry, I
Okay.
accidentally bumped my mouse with my phone and clicked off of the screen.
Okay. All right. So last one's a shorter one.
Okay.
The last
Jim,
one.
part 4. I just couldn't quite squeeze it all into 3, so this will be short. As I was about to say, notice there's no doubles, triples, imperials, or anything like that on my list. 10 years ago, there might have been several, but in my old age, I'm really cutting back, drinking a lot lighter
I hear you.
ABVs these days. This way I can last a little longer. I just can't put them away like I used to in my old days.
I hear you.
Smart man.
But anyway, that's my 10 taps I would have now. Who knows, like I said, what it would be like down the road. Looking forward to hearing what everybody else is putting out there. Keep up the good work, and we're still a couple episodes behind, so we may not listen to this right away when you put it out there, but we'll get to it eventually. All right, Happy New Year, everybody. Jim signing off.
Well, thank you, Jim. And it sounds like you and Tara are listening live right now, so you heard it live. So he's saying that that maybe it wasn't Oscar Blues Dale Pale. Maybe it was a different.
Maybe it's the same
brewery.
name from a different brewery. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it's okay. Pale Ale is great. Oscar Blues Dale's Pale is really is a good choice as well. But if it's another one, that's no problem. But good list, and I understand, Jim. I'm drinking things that are a lot lighter as well. Friday night when I was drinking these big beers, guess what? I was drinking them in small glasses because I'm not drinking these 11%, 14% beers in a big glass. I'm drinking 4 or 5 ounces of them.
Yeah,
That's all I
most
can handle these
definitely.
days.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, that is what our listener base has provided to us. Great list. Really appreciate everyone that sent in their top 10 tap lists. It's really good. But we're gonna end the brew buzz. Try to get this show finished here shortly. We are over the 2 hour point already, but that's okay. We only have a little bit left. But upcoming interviews, we have Andrew and Jasmine Dill from Liquid Intrusion Brewing out of Prince George's County, Maryland, that will be joining us on our next episode on February 2nd. We have Denise Ford and Leo Sawadago. I've been drinking a little bit much tonight. From Montclair Brewery out of Montclair, New Jersey. They'll be joining us on February 16th. We have Mark Osborne from Adroit Theory Brewing out of Purcellville, Virginia. He'll be joining us on March 16th. And Tom Everett from Von Trapp Brewing out of Stowe, Vermont on March 30th. We have a lot of interviews coming up in the next few episodes. We look forward to interviewing all those people and hopefully drinking some of their beer as well. And then we did have a voicemail that was a little bit separate from the list of our tap list. So, Kris, would you like to play Eric Scotty Ward's voicemail too?
Sure thing.
Hey, good morning. It's Eric Scotty Ward. So a big congratulations on the 300th podcast. A huge thanks to Denny Luce, John Ream, and Kris McKenzie, somehow putting a show together every 2 weeks without fail, like the sun rises each day with no excuses. Thanks again for your years of great craft beer talk.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. We really appreciate you sending in the voicemail. And if you want to be like Eric Scotty Ward, you can send your voicemail in at 208-536-3359. Or if you've been pounding them, tonight like we have, hey, how about 208-53-ODDLY? A lot easier to remember. Send us your voicemails. We'd love to listen to them and play them on the air. And if you don't want to get your voice on the air, which is sad, you can send us a voice or an email at taptocraft@gmail.com or a message on Facebook at facebook.com/taptocraft. And don't forget to visit our very own webpage at taptocraft.com. And Kris, it is our 300th episode. We might have some people wishing us, a happy 300th on Untapped. Do you want to do our Untapped to Craft?
Yeah, most definitely. So remember, guys, if you want us to read your check-ins, make sure you follow me on Untapped at K9 Hops. That's the letter K, the number 9, HOPS, and we'll read your check-ins approximately 24 hours before we record the show. So I'm scrolling up to that point right there, and we're going to start with Chad Lamassa. He is drinking a peanut butter bourbon killer by Independent Brewing Company. Today is the 25th anniversary of my first date with Cindy. Going to dinner later, but killing time here first. Bitter chocolate and creamy peanut butter. Don't get a lot of bourbon flavor, though. 4-cap rating for that one. And cheers to the 25th anniversary of your date, guys. Go along.
Yeah, nice.
With some delicious beers, too.
I don't remember the first date that I had with Sarah. Is that bad?
No.
Like the day it fell on?
The day?
I don't remember. That's been like 40 years. I can't remember that far back. It's too long.
I feel like after 30 years, you get a...
I get a pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You get a pass. All right. Next on our list. Oh, well, Chad, I got to get this one in for you, too, because it's a 5-cap rating from Independent Brewing Company. We All Scream is the name of the beer. He said this is really good. He's giving descriptions like I am. This is really good. Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. So it sounds like if it's We All Scream, it's probably an ice cream-based flavored kind of beer. 5-cap rating for this one from Independent Brewing Company. He also got Bill Schlemmer checking into a Crispy Crossing by Uncommon Path Brewing. Light malt up front, clean, smooth, crisp with a bitter, dry finish. Very good. It's on Untapped as a Pilsner, as Untapped as it Pilsner other. But I'd call it a New Zealand Pilsner because of the Nelson Sauvin
Yeah,
hops.
yeah, I'd say, I'll say that too.
4 cap rating for that one. He's also checking into the Choose Your Path by Uncommon Path Brewing. Moderately bitter in the front, very smooth and creamy, medium bodied, subtle sweetness, complements the bitterness, mild tropical citrus flavor, and excellent hazy. 4.5 cap rating for that one. Eric Trooper Johnson, Eric Scotty Ward. Sorry. What the hell was that?
That was funny.
Eric Scotty Ward is drinking a Trooper by Robinson's Brewery. I was trying to make some dumb joke about calling him Eric Scotty Trooper Ward. There we go. On the mark for an ESB, smooth, not bitter, slight lemon scent, clear copper color, simple malt and bread. Want to clone it now. 4 3/4 caps for his check-in there. We've also got, let's see, Chew Your Beer, or as we know him as Robert, checking into a Lucky and Cheeky's Escape by Beechwood Brewing. 4.5 cap rating. Very, very tasty, crushable and smooth, he says. Apparently, he wasn't the first one to check in his community for this beer. But hey, buddy, if you get to hear this, we love to read your check-ins, and thanks for following along with us for such a long time. Tara Carlson drinking an Oriole. Oh, that's such a cool beer label too. By Beer Farm. Found a beautiful can in the back of the fridge for the check-in for the 300th episode of Tap the Craft podcast.
Nice.
4 cap rating, and she is absolutely right. It's a gorgeous beer label of Maryland's state bird. Next on the list, Mark Connor checking into a Big Bad Baptist Coquito from 2023. Nose is sweet cinnamon, flavor is rum, cinnamon, vanilla, and the coconut is hiding in there nicely in the finish. Not overly sweet.
Let me say one thing is another surprise is I didn't have any Big Bad Baptist beers on my rotating tap. Why?
There's
so many good ones. How do I choose one? There's no way of choosing one. I could have chose the Big Bad Baptist original, which would have been great, just like the
kind of like the Speedway.
Old Rasputin or the Speedway Stout. That's great, but I chose something a little bit different. But Big Bad Baptist is a great Imperial Stout.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. 4.25 cap rating from Mark Connor on that Big Bad Baptist. Let's see. Moving on up our list. Tara Carlson again. Tension Tamer. Let me try this again. Tension Tamer by Flying Dog Brewery. She said nothing raises tension like not being able to find the bottle opener. 4 cap rating for that beer. And thank goodness she finally found it. We're scrolling on up the list. Eric Gronley checking into a Chocolate Limoncello Darkness 2024 by Surly Brewing Company. Checking in at the Gronley headquarters. This is a very unique beer, a combination I would have not put together myself. The lemon is very pronounced, slight tartness, and actually is refreshing and bright. The chocolate is so rich they clashed at first, but blended well after some time out. 4 cap rating, and he's got our sticker between the bottle and the container there. That's pretty nice. All right, so I checked that one, and I'm gonna hit refresh. And that's what everyone is drinking.
Okay. Well, now it's time for our new and noteworthy beers. And Kris,
I had 0.
Yeah, you've been under the weather, so it's understandable that you probably haven't been drinking anything new and noteworthy.
But I have first 2 beers I've had in a while.
Yeah, no problem. But I'll just talk quickly. I won't read mine. I'll just tell them what they are. I already mentioned that the brewery Musket English barley wine. I had that on Friday. Really enjoyed that a lot. I gave that a 4.75 cap rating. Another beer that I really enjoyed from Portland, Oregon, Wayfinders, Winged Creatures, West Coast IPA, 4.5 cap rating for that one. Really good IPA. And then the last beer, again, I had a full 16-ounce pour of this beer at the brewery. It's from Offshoot Beer Company, which I think is related somehow to the brewery. It's called the Relax. It's just a hazy IPA, New England IPA beer. I gave that 4.25 cap rating. So short and sweet. All right, Kris, we've been going a bit long, but it is our 300th episode. We can do that. But before we cut off the show and close this thing out, I'd like to give you a chance to raise a glass. So who would you like to raise a glass to tonight?
So I want to raise a glass kind of collectively to cheers to 300 episodes, Denny.
That's right. Yeah.
And not only to thank you to all of our listeners for hanging out with us. I mean, we've gained some pretty cool friends. We've got to experience some really fun stuff. You and I have got to hang out together. We've got to hang out with listeners and have beers and share stories and experiences. But Eric Scotty Ward said something specifically in his voicemail that made me kind of smile. He said, "Hey, putting together a show every 2 weeks without missing one.
Not one.
Guys, listen, I think once that happened because of me. All the rest of them were Denny. All the rest of them were Denny. So cheers to you, my friend. Here's to 300 episodes. And
cheers.
Thank you for always putting together a show outline and letting me be part of it.
Well, Kris, thank you for helping me along in this journey, because I've thoroughly enjoyed each of our recording sessions, and we're a team. We each provide strengths, and we just enjoy it. I think if I didn't have you to be able to, to hang out with, the show would have ended, after John left probably. So if it wasn't for you, and by the way, Kris, you and I have been co-hosting together longer than John and I co-hosted together.
Don't tell John that.
Like 2 or 3 times as long.
Okay.
So it's our show, and I do appreciate that. But yeah. Our Patreon toast goes out to Mr. Peter Tim. Thank you, Peter, for being a Patreon. And just like Kris said, cheers to all of our listeners out there. Kris and I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for our interactions and the time we get to spend with you guys and have you guys provide us feedback. It's always amazing. And I look forward to being able to meet up with Jim and Tara in a couple of months. They're going to come through my way, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with them. And whoever else decides to come into my area, or if I come to visit them, those are always fun times. Just ask anyone who's interacted with us. They'll tell you, hey, these guys are fun. So cheers to everyone who's made Tap to Craft last for 300 episodes, 11 and a half years, without missing a 2-week delivery. So that's a great toast. And of course, being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass. I want to thank all those who have served and are currently serving in the U.S. military services, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for your service. And I hope all who are deployed are able to return home safely to their families very soon. And you can find the beers, not all the beers we mentioned tonight, but the beers that on the show notes at taptocraft.com. And it is last call. It is time to bring the show to a close. We want to thank you for downloading and listening. We ask you to please tell a friend, and of course, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.